As we go to air tonight, the United States of America is unravelling for all the world to see as race riots leave many of the nation's biggest cities burning in almost unimaginable scenes. Across the country, police are in the line of fire, facing the rage of protesters following the death of a black man at the hands of officers. The wave of violence has now washed across 29 cities, from New York, Los Angeles, New Orleans, Seattle and Minneapolis, ground zero for that anger and outrage now being vented by so many Americans.
Over the weekend, President Trump condemned the attack as evil, but his critics say his off-prompter comments, the ones that aren't being written on the prompter, have been more troubling. Last week, for example, at a rally in Houston, right here, Trump referred to himself as a nationalist, a term embraced by those with a racist ideology.
They have a word. It sort of became old-fashioned. It's called a nationalist. And I say, really, we're not supposed to use that word. You know what I am? I'm a nationalist, okay? I'm a nationalist.
Well, Trump has continued to stoke conspiracies about billionaire liberal donor George Soros, who was Jewish, and the target of one of the mail bombs sent out last week. Here he goes.
It's become radical resistance. You ever see their signs? Resist. They say, what are you going to resist? I don't know. They'll go to a person holding a sign who gets paid by Soros or somebody, right? That's what happens.
I would be in the same position you're in, so I'm not even mad at you. I'm feeling like fake news. This is the thing. I know people don't like Trump. I understand that. But let me tell you something. If I had to pick between him and Joe Biden, I'm not voting in Joe Biden. You want to see a bunch of black people go to jail by the next 4 years? Put Joe Biden in. Watch what happens. You want to see black men get killed substantially? Like you've never seen before? Put Joe Biden in and watch what happens. These Democrats, and I'm sorry to say this, I'm not trying to be racist, but they hate black people. These are the same people who fought to keep slavery in. These are the same people who built the KKK. These are the same people who hated us from the beginning. The Republican Party is the party of the blacks. Blacks free. The Republican Party is the only party that the black people actually assisted in finding. But all of that history has been torn away.
As long as you have fear, you only get worse, you don't get better. And that's what the Democrats and the liberal media has. If they can intimidate you, then they can control you. If they can make you angry, then they can control you. All angry people are blind. They're asleep and don't know it. Their eyes are open, they're moving about, but they're asleep.
In a country gone to hell, a loaded assault rifle snatched by a private guard at gunpoint as officers are dangerously outnumbered, surrounded.
Officers being chased by the group here.
Their cars on fire. Looters take over. As Saturday night anarchy reigns through America. This is Beverly Hills. High-end stores looted, famous shopping centre The Grove cleaned out. And burning. Fairfax near Hollywood, a battleground. LA has survived a history of race riots. It's in one again.
It's one of our darkest days when I saw it last, and it's repeating.
This time it's nationwide. New York, under siege.
Leave them alone! Don't get out of here!
When I was a Democrat, anything goes. I blame white people for all my weakness and failures, and I suffered for it. And it wasn't until I really began to look at myself to understand if I'm black and racism is holding me back, according to the Democrats and the race hustlers like the NAACP, the Congressional Black Caucus, and most of the black preachers, they say, well, you can't make it because of racism. And I thought about it after a while. If racism is holding me back, why is it that it's not holding the black people back who are telling me that it's racism? They were married, their kids were going to good schools, and that's when I realized I had been lied to, that it wasn't about racism, that white people were not holding me back, and the Democrats didn't care about me. They were lying to me. They keep telling black people over and over again, the Republican Party is a party of racist white men who hate black people. Look at us, we love you, we care about you, it's not your problem, here's a free stuff. And generations and generations of blacks are addicted to that for the last 60 years or so. And that's why most of them are stuck on the Democratic plantation, and a lot of blacks are unable to leave because of that mentality. And in some cases, they are afraid to leave because they are attacked by their family members, they're attacked by others.
And you're absolutely wrong. You won't address the issue. You will refuse to address the issue because I'm talking to you. You're not my brother. You're not my brother. You are hurting black people by acting this position. You are taking the wrong position. No, my brother. That stuff plays out. That plays out. Address the question. Do you? Oh my gosh, you have lost control. You're a dinosaur. You're an outright dinosaur. You have lost it, sir. I'm not part of your group. I'm not part of your group. You have lost it. You are a dinosaur. And you know what? He's trying to people you are wrong. You are wrong, my friend. No, I don't think so. Because your position is so way off. I will not respect
you. You come out of the block disrespecting people. Yeah, you disrespect me the day that Brother Floyd is...
The Democratic plantation really is worse than the plantation that I grew up on. And I grew up on a plantation down in Alabama. I grew up under the Jim Crow laws. And I remember for colors only sign, whites only sign. But the one thing that did not happen, we were not told about so-called racism. We worked hard. My grandparents worked hard. And their parents worked hard. We were very independent. Unlike the Democratic Party, their plantation caused you to become dependent on them and not on yourself. And once you become addicted to that, they will not let you off. And if you try to get off, you are attacked. You're called Uncle Tom, a sellout, the N-word, and all kind of craziness because they do not want you to leave that plantation.
Listen, you got to come see us when you come to New York, VP Biden.
I will.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
People say, oh, there was this big switch. There was never a big switch. The union won because we had grown in the industrial era. So we were able to get trains and get supplies back to our soldiers while the Confederate was still riding horses. They were not able to get the supplies back fast enough, right? So what happened was once slavery was abolished in the South, the people in the South could no longer make their money from slaves. They had to move to the North to work in the industry to produce. And so the people in the North that already had established themselves in the industry moved to the South. And so that's where it was a transfer of people coming from the South to the North and people coming from the North to the South. There was never a big switch. So the same Democrats who hated black people from the beginning are the same ones who hate us now.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
How did Black Lives Matter turn into something about LGBTQ when blacks really don't support that? We're conservative. We're really not about that. Not only that, we don't support abortion. We're about working. This is the black culture. We ain't never been about that. Not only that, we're not about feminism. No, we're not. Black women marry their husbands and respect their husbands. That's what we're on. We're not on this, oh, I do what I want. We don't do that. That's not our community, and you will understand. I know you understand what I'm saying. We don't do that. But yet these people are hijacking our movement, and the Democratic Party, they're trying to hijack our stuff. No.